town like Tokyo Drift. If I'm not in the whip, I'm up on the strip, trying to do deals with kids. Bro, Stilo's dealing with smoke, but the smoke right here will give you more than cancer. Blacked out like Panther, 7 times 3, trying to turn man Casper. All in, not out, if you touch from the man, we're gliding round. Trying to put a black key on my wrist though, but I'll still trim a white boy down.
Say they got beef for the Marlies, but you can't be onto my doggies. I'll smoke it, I charge you. Philly don't dance, so smoke at a party. We boogie on the up block. It gets fat when I bring my army. Hydro Carti, summertime, you best hydro Barbie.
Let's see.
Say they got beef for the Marlies, but you can't be onto my doggies. I'll smoke it, I charge you. Philly don't dance, so smoke at a party. You can't be on my doggies. It gets fat when I bring my army. Hydro Carti, summertime, you best hydro Barbie.
I'm in the strip trying to shot these packs. If I see undies and I'm running away, you can order 15-inch or 20. Either way, still rich through bellies. My whole gang's outside from early tonight. If you wanna slide past, be ready. Big bro got his trusty stick, trying to aim and shoot per you on telly. Are you ready? Are you ready? Cause this runs with guts like veggies. Don't tempt me, for I take one eye like Fetty. Big guns on the rise, sliding by, you can end up on the telly. Tap it, the Marlies are in love with slapping.
No one pop, man came with the dots. Extra shells, this thing gone bruh. On the front line where shots get butt. Just seen feds, oh fuck. Said he's on
This is
max, he
stream.
must be lost.
I won't add anyone else.
Your local spot. I don't need no
I mean, the thumbnail kind of says what I'm editing anyway.
it's them TPUs on your block.
Hello, I was wondering where do you get the music from your videos? I usually just whatever I'm editing at the moment. I have like a playlist of all my OSTs, and I go through folders. It's all from anime, obviously. But that's usually where I get my OSTs from. I just watch. I listen to hundreds and thousands of different OSTs, and then whatever I like, I end up choosing as my OST. There we go. I'll do a very quick stream. I realized I haven't streamed in a while, so I'll do like a 30-minute stream or something. I'm back on the project that I said I will do as my retirement project, which is this Bleach project. I was editing the Odin versus I forgot his name now. Kentucky video, but I really don't. I read it. I don't know if I streamed it, so people who have seen it. I streamed the read along of that fight, and I was not a fan at all, and that kind of killed my motivation to edit it. Right now, anyway, I think I still edit it. There's a lot of things that have been edited and photoshopped already. So it's not like it's going to be abandoned completely, but it's just hard for me to edit right now because I've lost a lot of motivation to edit that fight because of how disappointed I am with how the fight is going. So I'm editing other things right now. I did some photoshopping for case 3 of Detective Conan, which is just a personal project which I don't think I'll even upload to YouTube. Probably just stay in Google Drive. Like I say, it's just a personal thing. And I'm doing this project, which is a huge commitment without many kind of things releasing anytime soon, just because of how grand this project is. Because it is essentially the first arc of essentially redoing the obviously Bleach anime but in manga panels, using the OSTs, using the voice acting, similar to my One Punch Man project. We'll see how this goes. I really have even a higher motivation to do this. I already had a high motivation to begin with because Bleach has always been the project that I'll retire with, because it's the project that got me into motion manga. Not me personally when it comes to editing, but obviously I got into motion manga because of Soul Madness. So I always wanted to exit the motion manga scene with Bleach as a way to compete against Soul Madness with my Bleach videos, but also as a way to kind of attribute as to how I even got to this genre for the series that that got me into it to begin with. Who knows how long this will take though? This is a huge commitment. I'm not sure if I'll do the Thousand Year Blood War, because the Thousand Year Blood War adaptation has been phenomenal. Way elevates the source material to a different degree. So I don't think I'll do the original material. I think it'll solely be for the
Israel made this one. Israel made this one. Israel made this one.
Sorry, I had to had to message someone real quick. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to editing this. I really want to do a lot of motioning with it as well. And not even just motioning, but a lot of directing. Essentially, the way that I'll pan from panel to panel, try to make use of some 3D elements, pop the image out as much as possible, do some blurring to highlight specific characters, rather than like for example this scene, rather than fading from this to this, I'll zoom into Ichigo and then have this panel pop out, rather than the usual way that I edit. So I want to bring the panels to life as much as possible. That is the point of this project. Because I want to experience this original Bleach with as faithful to the original source material as possible, whilst also enjoying the levitation that the anime kind of brings to it, kind of the OSTs, the voice acting. So kind of combining those two and making this project is like fully a passion project that I really, really look forward to finishing, so that I can watch Bleach with this and then jump into Thousand Year Blood War. It's a huge project there, like definitely a huge project. It should take a year at least to do one season, at least. And a lot of it will depend on how I approach a lot of these things. Photoshopping wise, I've been really quick. A lot of the panels, there are some panels that are complicated, but I think early Bleach, Kubo doesn't experiment with the paneling as much as he does in later end of Bleach. And I want to experiment with this, putting the quotes into each episode. I don't know how I'll go about it, because it's going to be difficult, especially since unlike Thousand Year Blood War, old anime didn't have the poems read out like that. What the fuck? Well, yeah, the new episode of Bleach is what brought this motivation back to go back into this. Because I started it a while back, and I did the first episode and the second episode Photoshop, and I got busy, and then I decided to switch back and edit the the Bucket of Ragnarok fight. But now that I don't have motivation to edit this one, I'm back to this with huge motivation to edit the Bleach one because of how amazing the latest 1000 Year Blood War episode was. Phenomenal episode. Hello, Fulton. Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks. Yourself? This is difficult to do other than the normal. I don't know how, I mean, I could put her out, essentially, I guess.
One man army, my tools are violent. Catch on the back row sliding, 60 or HS Friday. Ops giving all this verbal, enough of your bros been knifed in. 6 4 5 no ticks, you can't tell me about grinding. That's lurk. Got beef and I'm grinding. I was in the trap with Stacy Slater and a bit of B. Last couple ops, that's me ST. Hit you up then ski. Caught my man and he ran.
Oh yeah, I am not envious of finishing uni and not having to deal with that. Although I do miss it sometimes. Work is so much stress, especially currently. I mean, to be fair, there's not really much to do with them. Like, what can you do with them? Karen, you could do a little bit with, because she has some Soul Reaper powers. Not Soul Reaper powers, but she's a Fullbring. But you can't really do much with the rest.
Move to then splash them use. Splash and get cash.
If you don't talk about drills, they won't love no more. Ned just wanted a cheeseburger. Max, what you do that for? No cash juice gets spilled on the floor. Now you done started a war. No ping pong gang cutting you bird just back and forth. In just my Mercedes, head on the floor. Front line, nobody can cross it. But you can get you. But nobody can walk it. L2 R2. Now GB in a casket. Forensic setting up tents. Now them Afro white chalk it. Bill him up and just ras him. In Cobb got put in a spliff. GB got put in a spliff. SC got put in a spliff. New CJ got put in a spliff.
Oh.
Put in a Riz. Pool. Nearly got put in a Riz. Nigel Max got put in a wig. Gang love crash. Boring tip. Been circle head of times in a row. We bought this bro. Giving like 20 or more no fibs. Piss. Should've got put in a spliff. Aye. Remember when I bought
I don't know how I'll do this. So I'm like texting someone and streaming at the same time. But it's planned to be a quick stream anyway. Just a quick update. I already did a decent chunk of editing, like Photoshop today. I've not been on Ragnarok since the Hades match. Is it worth picking it back up? Not really, to be honest. I mean, it's worth it for Summer Higher. But personally, if I were to rate the series right now, I'd probably put it a 5 out of 10, maybe. Mostly, if I this is overall. If I rate the current series, not including the past chapters, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 10. Maybe a bit too harsh. Maybe if I include overall, 6 out of 10. Just current, probably 4 out of 10. Yeah, I think the 4 out of 10 for current, where the Bucket of Ragnarok is right now, I think is deserved. It's just such a bland Like it felt like it lost all its soul. It lost the reason why it used to be so fun to begin with. It's just a shame. It used to be the high points were amazing. And I think the high points will always be the back-to-back 3 fights of Adam fight, Sasaki fight, and Jack the Ripper fight. Those 3 fights back-to-back, they'll never be able to recreate that, unfortunately. Because they never took themselves that seriously back then. I think because the series was so small, they just stayed simple. But lately, they've just been trying too much, and it does not work. They're trying too hard, essentially. Some fights they've got back to what used to make them fun. I enjoyed the Kinshi Wong fight. I enjoyed Tesla's fight. I enjoyed Simo Haya's fight. Nowhere near the 3 fights, but they were still enjoyable. They all had their moments. They had their issues. No, I would say they didn't have the issues. They definitely had the issues, but the feel of the series was there because the first 3 fights, those 3 fights, not the first 3, from the first 4, had issues too. The Adam fight had issues. The Sasaki fight had issues. The Jack the Ripper fight had issues, but the issues didn't matter because the fight was fun anyway. No matter what issues you could pinpoint, you could still say the fight was fun. Those 3 fights back to back were the most fun they can find in a lot of fight series kind of in the market. Compare that to now, it just goes from highs to lows. And not just highs, I'd say it goes to medium highs to really, really low lows. And this current fight is a really low low for me. Not to say that Odin doesn't have amazing power and interesting power. Is there anything that's keeping me fairly interested in the fight? But the backstory is ridiculously long and unnecessary. I don't like the primordial gods. Not a fan of that plotline at all. It's just such a bland and cheesy plotline for a series that's just meant to be straightforward, trying too hard. And Kintoki is just whatever. Like, he literally could not give one shit about Kintoki. It's a shame because I think any other fight I probably would care. But the obvious death flags and how little damage he's doing in this fight is just like whatever. Like, a shame because I think I like the character. And his backstory was decent. But yeah. Unfortunate of where he was introduced. If it was a different fight with a different opponent, where he wasn't meant to be bitch slapped the whole fight, then it might have been fun. It might have been a fun fight. But his role was to be bitch slapped the whole fight this time. So yeah, that filler was. I did watch that, yeah. But I mean, they got a decent amount. Maybe they'll get involved in the Hell Arc. Obviously, the Hell Arc is coming back soonish. Maybe they'll get some involvement there. They'll be fairly old. Karen may have unlocked her Fullbring power to a decent strength, so maybe her character will be utilized a little bit. But by that point, there'll be so many overpowered characters that Karen can't really do anything. She'll just be the child of the series. They can't really do anything with her. Although, to be honest, Fullbringers can reach captain level power, depending on the training and how they evolve and the sacrifice that they put through. I mean, fucking hell, look at Orihime. Although it's not fair to compare Orihime to anyone else because she doesn't have a fragment of the Soul King. Still, she's able to literally reject the existence of the new Soul King. Although she will fail, but still. That's a Fullbring with a slight boost thanks to the Soul King. I still can't believe it, that fight, that episode. I'm still kind of speechless. It doesn't feel like I watched an episode like that from Bleach out of any series. Like from Bleach, I haven't enjoyed an episode like that in a long, long time. Like it hit. Yeah, I like. Holy shit! Was Ichi the Witch? I'm not caught up yet. I'm a bit behind. I'm just behind in manga in general. But back when I read it, up to the latest stuff that I read it was an amazing series. I'm just scared because Sakamoto Days is a series that I used to give a 9 out of 10 for, but the things that I've heard over Twitter and from friends is that it dips hard, and I'm scared to catch up because it's ending soon. And by the time that I catch up, it'll go down to a 3 or something because of the things that I've been hearing about it. And that's what I'm scared of Ichi the Witch. Although I trust the mangaka for Ichi the Witch more than Sakamoto Days, because Sakamoto Days didn't have anything else. Ichi the Witch has another series that I really enjoy. So I trust Ichi the Witch mangaka more than any other, the author more than anyone else. And it helps that it's separated. One does the art, one does the writing. So it gives me a bit of faith that they won't be rushed because of the deadline. But yeah, still scared because new series tend to turn into shit. Just inevitably.
Anywhere goes with lie, I'm good. Where the reason the Jerez are shook, still get around with the tear on my face. Holy shank on the upway scene. Kick back beer, I don't dance in the rave, I'll still cut shapes on a pagan's face. Do it like Wesley, double the blade. Or Bismillah, then load that dotty, man. Doing it, no face, no case. They stay digging up, filling up them graves.
Fucking guys, man. Free broad day, free arm response, free blitz, free VR, free risky. Hey, you fucking guys still playing duck goose on the ring. Hey, gang shit.
This one piece shit, but trust me, dog. If I get up close, I'ma send him up to Atlas. And your broski ain't gonna back this. You ain't gonna hack this. Their man was talking loads.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the direction that Bleach anime is going right now. Huge fan. The latest episode has been phenomenal. This season, if it finishes at this current level that it's at right now, which I have faith right now. Like I wasn't, honestly, when I started this season, I wasn't expecting much, even with new content. Obviously, I knew there's gonna be a shit ton of new content, but I still wasn't expecting much. I always thought it's going to be fairly okay-ish. But so far, I said 8 to 9 out of 10 for me. It's been a phenomenal season. First episode was weak, but that's mostly because Yoruichi, I don't like her as a character. Obviously, she's hot and all of that. But as a character, she's a very weak character. So the fight itself, I wasn't really that interested in the first episode. And honestly, at times, I just saw myself getting bored. Although the animation was phenomenal. But it's just a whole excessive sexualization during that. I'm pushing 30. Like, that type of shit doesn't hit me at all. I don't really care. Like, if I want to... If that's that type of stuff is what I need to watch anime, I'll just fucking watch Fairy Tail and that'll be it. I don't really care much for this excessive fan service. So I wasn't a huge fan of that first episode, but overall it's been like getting better and better, and it's been getting, the content has been getting better and better. and this latest episode has just left me speechless. I haven't felt like that in a Bleach episode in a long time. Like, when I say a long time, not even the first core, season 1, episode 6. I don't even think that one made me feel like that. Because this is basically a new chapter, what I've read. Like, it took me back to when I was reading Thousand Year Blood War to begin with. The first half, when I was experiencing these feelings for the first time and enjoying... Because the first half of the Thousand Year Blood War, for me, is a 9 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10 part. The second half is what brought it all way down. But yeah, this adaptation has been phenomenal. I haven't felt like that for Bleach in years. It's the first time that episode made me feel so much. Not even just about animation, because I still think production-wise, season 1, episode 6 is better, but just content-wise is amazing. Yeah, it feels so good to not know what will happen next. I've avoided all spoilers for each episode as well, so it feels so good to just not know. You don't know how much I really wish Hunter x Hunter has enough content to come back for a season. But the only thing is it worth coming back when the series is so far behind? And I think what they're waiting for, because the series sells, like despite Togashi disappearing for how long, whenever he drops a volume, it sells. So I think the wait right now is for the arc to be a bit closer to completion, and then for the anime to be so yeah, I mean, I'll see. I mean, we'll see. The future is basically Togashi's ability to continue and finish this arc is basically what's going to dictate if we get an anime or not. Although it would be nice to get a AMV or a short movie of the Hisoka fight, because that can be fairly isolated from the arc, Succession arc. Yeah, the arc needs to be. I mean, it's at its final stage right now, but obviously the final stage of this arc could last years until we finish. Although I think this year the pace is picking up. Togashi's doing the next batch of 10 chapters already, while he's still releasing this batch. So I think there might be a big gap between. I think this year we'll get 20 chapters rather than just 10, or maybe not this year, but like we'll get 20 chapters in a span of 12 months. Maybe it'll be like, say, early next year. I think this batch has a few more chapters left, so like September or something, this batch will be over. Somewhere mid-September or end of September, this batch will be over. And then I think October we won't get anything, but I think December or January next year, the next batch will start. I don't think there'll be a big gap. Or maybe there'll be a gap for Togashi to start manuscripts on the next batch and like get a bit further ahead. So maybe like a 3-month gap or something, and then another 10 chapters. But I think it's possible for Togashi to come back fairly quickly without a huge gap. compared to historically, just because of how much he's updating on Twitter and how far ahead he is on Twitter compared to before. But I mean, you never know. He could get injured again and disappear for a few months and have to recover again. But it would be good to have that. I really wish, really wish that we get something like that soon.
For the whole time I've lived in Newham, I've clocked three things. Newham creates talents, stupid human beings, and crooked. You know crooks? Crooks are from Newham. If you don't know, if anything has happened to you in this life, the person lived in
I forgot much. You also watching ReZero. I've only watched the first season of ReZero, maybe the second. Didn't click with me as much. I think if there wasn't so many apparently there's a lot of cut content from the novels to the anime, and the cut content seems interesting from what I've the synopsises that I've seen. So I think it might have hit a bit more if there hasn't been so much content, but I mean, is what it is. But yeah, I think the thing with the current arc, obviously I've done a few chapters of Hunter x Hunter, and I do plan to go back and to finish the Succession arc because I love this arc. I just don't know when I'll do it because I've got so many projects in little time, especially with this mode that I'm like a retired mode. I'll definitely will do more Hunter x Hunter chapters. It's not like it's done. Because when I do read the new batch, I want to reread the arc, and I want to reread the arc with my videos. Damn, I'm done a decent chunk. There's decent panels left. Like what, 40 panels left until this episode is done. But still, this is a good progress. Episode 3 is nearly done already, and I can start working on episode 4 middle of the week or something. Oh, my channel isn't monetized. So you only get super chats if it's monetized. My channel isn't monetized. Appreciate it though. Have you read Opion's webcomic and you still read it? I haven't read the webcomic, no. I stopped reading One Punch Man. I did catch up to the Ninja arc. Not a huge fan. My friend who reads One Punch Man, fan of One Punch Man, has been linking me panels from the latest chapters of the Garou fight, and I'm thinking of editing that. He's saying it's really good, and I just Garou, so I might edit that one without waiting for the volume. I don't know when. I do have holiday Friday to Monday, and I plan to utilize that kind of alone time to as much as possible. So we'll see. So that fight I might edit without waiting for the volumes. Yeah, sorry, that's it. And I like both characters. Saryu's fight against Saitama was good because of Saryu. Saitama's a bum, personally. Not because of his powers, but as a character. But Saryu is a really good character. Same with Garou is a really good character. So those two fighting should be a good fight. So I'm looking forward to editing that one, I think, without waiting for the higher quality panel. it'll probably get taken down fairly quickly. But definitely looking forward to editing that one.
Don't talk about traffic, we can't hack it. We have shotties to make them sneeze. They're all just paralyzed neeks. Bro got the drop with a dinger and keys. I could've ying my man, but I fucked it. My boys ain't got no manners. Everyone knows when the LT's dumping. We get drops when we slide right through. Are you buzzing? Ask his cousin. The gang's not bluffing. Countless times we've done those dumpings. Can't tell us nothing. Approaching the up block. 300 don't need no gas. Something got whacked, died, revived. Mommy can't.
Nice. Holy shit. Okay, I'll stop here. I've done a lot today. Tomorrow I'll finish. Probably, I don't know when I'll stream again, if I'll stream again. But I've got a lot of content to go through. I'm looking forward to finishing this, honestly. This is a big project for me. This is like the episode count. I don't care about seeing this. It's not going to be like it's not for views or anything. I will do a lot of promotional stuff behind it. But this is the title cards that I've got, and it's up to this first 70 chapters for this first season. Which is obviously Death and Strawberry, first 2 chapters. Why Do You Eat, which is the Orihime chapters, the pink-cheeked parakeet, which is the Chad, which I'm doing right now. The Gate to the End, which is the Hell, still part of the parakeet one. Wasted But Wanted is the Con episode. Memories in the Rain is obviously Memories in the Rain. This is going to be a long episode. This one is 7 chapters, so this is going to be like a 40-minute episode or something. Paradise is Nowhere, which is... I don't know what this one is. I think Heroes Can Save... I think Heroes starts in here and ends in here. I appreciate it, True Squad. It's much appreciated. I don't get sponsorships. People have donated. But people do donate. That's it's not an obligation. Because I have a job, a fairly well-paying job. But people have shown support over the past few years by donating. I think there's a link in the description, probably. I'm not sure if I update that. If not in the description, then there's a link somewhere. Probably in my Discord server. I think there's a links page with PayPal. If like I say, no obligation at all. It's I have a really good paying job. This isn't for money. So yeah. Quincy Archer, Hates You, Right Arm of the Giant, Princess and Dragon, Back to Back, and Death are all Back to Back. Sorry, are all the Uryu episodes. Death is when Renji and Byakuya come in. Unfinished July Rain is continuation of that. Lesson 1 is when he trains. The Blade of Me is when he gets his Shikai. And End of Lessons is when they finish and they go to Soul Society. Season 2 is a bit longer, slightly longer. It's like what, 27 episodes this one. I don't know what it ends at. I don't know what Confession in the Twilight is, to be honest. But it goes from Intruders to Reign of Blood, 14 Days for Conspiracy. I like these titles. They're chapter titles, but I'm gonna go really hard on like learning how to edit text to pop out and have it like a title screen, like Thousand Year Blood War. I really want these title cards to drop hard. The Shooting Star Project, Dancing with Spears. So far, I know these. Shooting Star Project is when he actually shoots. Dancing with Spears is when he fights Ikaku. Stare for the Star. I'm not sure what this one is. Talk About Your Fear. I'm not sure which one this is. Dead Black War Cloud. I'm guessing this is Thingy Tosen's Shikai or Bankai. The Undead is Mayuri. Time for Scare. Not sure. Black and White. I'm not sure. Remnant. Oh, maybe Time for Scare, Black and White is Kenpachi's fight, maybe? Remnant, Secret of the Moon, Pledge, My Pride 2, Suspicion for Assassination is Aizen, I'm guessing. Memories in the Rain 2 is Rukia's Memories. Affected by the Night, I'm not sure. Bite at the Moon, not sure. Blazing Souls, I'm guessing this is Ichigo Training, maybe, and Renji. Countdown to the End is Bankai Training. Deathberry Returns is when he rescues. Welcome to Purgatory, I'm guessing that's the Shikai for Yamamoto Genryusei. Long Way to Say Goodbye, I'm not sure. That Who Changed the World is Rukia. End of Hypnosis is Aizen. Truth Under My Strings, obviously more Aizen. Confession in the Twilight, I'm guessing more Aizen. But these title cards are really good. I'm looking forward to bringing them to life and bringing these episodes to life. I really like these titles, obviously like the original manga titles. The next one is Hush. This is a shorter season, 14 episode season. Hush, Crush the World Down, Conquistadors, Death and Strawberry Reprise, Ugly. This is the next arc. So the last season ends at the Soul Society arc. This one picks up from the Arrancar arc, and it picks up from the introduction of the Visored. Hush's thingies, I forget the name because they're all bums. Crush the World Down, Conquistadors. I think that's when they invade the first time. Aizen's army or Grimjow. Death and Strawberry Reprise is when. Oh no, that's Conquistadors is maybe when. Okiura and. Yeah, when Okiura invades, I think. Death and Strawberry Reprise is when Rukia comes back and all the Soul Reapers. Ugly, I'm not sure. Mala Suerte Mode Genocide is, I think, is when Grimjow comes in. I don't know why. This is a really interesting title, but I can't remember what this title was for. Which chapter this title was for. Eminent God, I'm not sure. Aizen, 100%, but not sure. King and His Horse, No Shaking Throne, not sure. I'm guessing Grimjow. The Right of the Heart, I'm guessing Ichigo. Dead White Invasion is obviously when they invade. I'm guessing this is when Urahara fights. Goodbye Halcyon Days is Orihime. Eagle Without Wings is when they invade the Hollow World. There's a good end, I think. And the next season is picking up from that. Fairly short season again compared to season 2. This is what, 18 episodes? Born from the Fear, United at the Desert of the Desert, 5 Ways to 3 Figures, The Slashing Opera, Flicker Flames, Don't Say That Name Again, The End Is Near, is all that beginning of that arc. The end is near. Warning. I think it's Grimjow? No, not Grimjow. It's Ulquiorra. The monster, Jolgulators, the primal fear. This is, I think, is all the Grimjow fight. Don't forget till you die. Unleash the beast. The last mission. Intruders 2, I think, is when the captains invade. Prior to the blade is Kenpashi's fight. Satan from orbit. Again, Kenpashi's fight. To close your world, I think it ends when Orihime gets kidnapped again. I think that's where I end this specific season. And season 5 is a long season. It's a 26 episode season, which I think is all the rest of this arc. Where 6 Hearts will beat as one. Gloomy Ghastly, the Reaper, Raging Rampage, Stingy Stinger, Haul to your in your Inferno / Haul into my Inferno, the MV, the Lust 2, Heart, Tyrant of Schools, Shock of the Queen, Your Enemy is My Enemy, Spit on Your God, Execution / Extinction, Shout at the Dark, Devil, 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 Can't Fear Your Own Sword, which is I forgot his name, but that lieutenant who is under I forgot the name. Hold up. Eagle Without Wings, The Burnout Inferno, Edge of the Silence, Sides, End of the Chrysalis Age. I think this is when Aizen evolves. Sides 2, The End, Transcendent, God Rock. I think this ends at Aizen's fight. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it does. So it ends up there, and season 6 is the Fullbring arc. With the Lost Agent, Welcome to Our Execution, the 6 Fullbringers, Swastika Break, Spotlight Broken, The Rising, Loading to Lie, Erosion / Implosion, End of the Bond, Deathberry Returns, Screaming Invader, Pray for Predators, Believe, Goodbye to Our Execution. And that ends at the Fullbring. I didn't do it like I didn't have title cards like this one. I did separate out season 7, which I think is the Fullbring. I don't know why I did episode season 7. It might have been an old season, because this is in season 7 content. Maybe I had a thought of doing Fullbring, but I don't think there's a point of doing Fullbring. Fullbring adaptation has been phenomenal. Because these all look like there's no need for this. So 6 seasons, I think. Yeah. Who knows how long? Hello, the Great God Deity. Who knows how long it'll take for me to reach this 6th season? But I look forward to it, to be honest. I look forward to finishing at least the first season. At least until season 5. Because the season 3, 4, 5 is probably the most impactful season that this is for. Season 1 and 2 is more so learning. So that season 3, 4, and 5 can hit the ground running. Because that season 1 and 2 is like I say, it's for me to learn and get used to it. Because the adaptation was okay in season 1 and 2. The content that I'm covering. But season 3, 4, 5, the content-wise, from my perspective, is where the series falls apart a little bit. Where the pacing is a bit horrible. I mean, this is what? I've got it paced at 103 episodes to catch up to the 1,000 Year Blood Daughter. And obviously some episodes are long. Some of them are 40-minute episodes, obviously. Sometimes the last episode is 40 minutes long. Sometimes a middle episode is 40 minutes long. Depending on the content itself, sometimes I feel like it does better as a full episode length rather than a cutting it in half, like Everything But the Rain. Also, although Everything But the Rain starts up the episode prior, it ends at Ichigo saying, I killed my mom, and then Everything But the Rain starts after that point, because that's when that's the important part for me. And it goes all the way until the end of Everything But the Rain. But yeah, I can't wait. I'm a bit tired now, so I'll end the stream now. I don't know when I'll stream again, but see you guys next time.
Can't even touch no party poppers. Years on a wing with a signal jammers and signal blockers. I treat this high risk cell like an office. Fuck all the rats.
Fumes, the engineer.